I got these Schwalbe Ice Spiker Pro tires about a couple years ago. They are 26 by 2.1. I imported them to the US from Chain Reaction Cycles in the UK. Schwalbe is a German company. I hear they're very popular in Europe. But you can get them in the US if you want. I had ridden these on pavement in the winter time. Didn't put a lot of miles, probably about 70 miles on pavement, and then I took them off the bike and just kind of left them sit. But recently I put them back on and I rode a cross-country trail, a mountain bike trail. It's a pretty rugged trail, has a lot of tree roots on it, very aggressive type of tree roots, and some rocks. Also, these are the tires that I was using when I made the video of the Topeak MTX bag that I had mounted to this bike. I will put a link in the description to that specific video. The front tire held up really well. It looks fine. The rear tire also held up well, but it did take more of a beating, which makes sense. And you can see one of the studs came out, and this knob was actually damaged. It was ripped a little bit, not all the way off, but noticeably. And on the other side, there was one I noticed on this side that got damaged. Yeah, this one right here. See, the stud came out and it got ripped as well. But as I was riding over those tree roots, I heard the knobs hitting them and making that kind of a popping noise that knobs make when they hit things like tree roots. And so I thought I might be in a little bit of trouble. Also note how wide the spacing is of these knobs. So because of how wide the spacing is, you're more likely to have a case where you hit a tree root or a rock with only one knob. So that's going to put a lot more force on the knob than if you have a tighter knob spacing like this, where you might hit with 2 or 3 knobs at the same time instead of just one. But this wide knob spacing is good for clearing some snow and mud. These tires do not turn your bike into a snow bike, though. In fact, I wouldn't recommend riding in snow that's much deeper than the height of these knobs, because they're only 2.1 inch wide. You're going to sink in to snow that's any kind of significant depth. So these are more just for the really light snow and some ice to help keep you from slipping around too much. But it's important not to get overly confident when riding on the ice, because you still, even with these studs, you don't have the same level of traction that you do even just with a regular non-studded tire on dry pavement. Also, if you're really into riding snow on snow trails and stuff, you have to be aware that a lot of the people who manage these trails will require you to have a minimum, I think it is usually 3.8 inch of width of the tire, or else you'll put ruts in the trail. They won't be happy with you for that. So if you really want to ride in the snow, just buy a snow bike. It has the really wide tires that are especially made for that purpose. Once we do get some snowy weather around here, I will be making videos of riding these tires in the snow, just on streets, local streets, and maybe some grassy field areas and stuff. So you get to see how they do perform. And if I can find some deeper snow, I'll go ahead and I'll try them out in that. But I have done it before and I already know what will happen. I also have these 45 North Gravdal tires. They are a 26 by 2.0, and you'll notice the tread has more tightly spaced knobs that are of all different shapes and sizes. There's not as many studs on these tires, but I have ridden these as well, and I will put them on my other bike so I can do comparisons with these and the ice spikers. But as I recall, these tires do seem to roll better on asphalt and concrete, whereas these ice spikers, they have a more squishy feel. Also, the max PSI for these tires is 55, but on the Gravdals it is 60, so not a lot more. But I will be making more videos of both of these tires, and so you'll get to see better how each one of them performs.